Chapter 1: A Flicker in the Dark. In the age of the Nile, a young scribe once gazed upon the great temple of Heliopolis and felt the weight of his past failings pressing like the sand on his wrist. He remembered how the god Horus, born in the fire of the phoenix like Rebirth, would rise again from ashes to claim the sky. The scribe wrote a line of poetry that spoke of his own potential to rise. The lesson for us today is simple. The moment we acknowledge the ashes of yesterday, we can light the spark of a new existence. When burnout clouds a CEO's vision, that same spark is found in a quiet pause, a moment of reflection, and the decision to let go of old strategies that no longer serve. To spark this transformation, pick one habit that drains your energy and replace it with a habit that fuels it. Maybe it's cutting an hour of endless scrolling for a morning walk, or turning one day of your week into a learning day where you explore a new skill. The conclusion is that the phoenix is not a distant myth. It is our internal power to rise again. Like, share, and subscribe so we may journey together toward rebirth. What is the one habit you will let go of this week to make space for a new beginning? Chapter 2: The Bloom of the Lotus. The lotus in Indian traditions swims in murky waters yet rises clear and fragrant to the sun. A wise monk once meditated beside a lotus pool and saw the cycle: dirt, bloom, bloom, rot, new bloom. He understood that every stage was necessary to achieve the final blossom. The modern takeaway is that progress often demands embracing discomfort and failure as part of the growth process. For the entrepreneur, that might mean iterating a product after each failure, learning new insights, and then trying again. Today's actionable step is to write down one fear that keeps you stuck, research a small experiment that challenges that fear, and act on it. The experiment does not have to be huge. A single new email subject line, a new outreach strategy, or a different meeting format can be the seed of a blooming habit. The lesson is simple: only in the muck can we bloom. Like, share, and subscribe to keep growing with us. Which fear will you turn into a small experiment this week? Chapter 3: The Fall and Rise of Persephone. In Greek myth, Persephone descended into the underworld, and the earth suffered its first barren winter. Eventually, a deal was struck. She would return to the earth for part of the year. The cyclical dance of seasons is a reminder that transformation requires surrender and negotiation. Similarly, the modern professional must often agree to a change of direction, accepting setbacks as part of a grander rhythm. For a marketer, the cycle may mean testing a campaign that falls flat, learning from it, and then relaunching with a refined message, just as Persephone's return brings renewed life. Apply this by setting a goal to run one campaign that fails, analyze it, and use the insights to craft a second, more effective iteration. When we accept that not everything we launch will succeed, we free ourselves to adapt quickly and more resiliently. Like, share, and subscribe for more cycles of insight. What is one campaign or project you can let go of and reimagine today? Chapter 4: Sailing with the Wind of the Tianchu. In ancient Chinese stories, the Tianchu, a mythical bird akin to the phoenix, could steer itself with the currents of the wind. When a drought threatened the rice fields, villagers gathered to hear its wisdom. Let your path follow the wind, your harvest will follow. The modern equivalent is learning to align your work with market momentum rather than fighting it. If a new technology or consumer trend emerges, instead of resisting, let your team pivot and harness that energy. Apply this today by selecting one trend in your industry, gathering data, and creating a quick prototype or plan that incorporates that trend. Let the wind guide your decisions. Hence, the tide of change is most powerful when we ride it, not after it. Like, share, and subscribe for more guidance on riding the winds of change. How will you let the current guide your next project? Chapter 5: The Burning Heart of Aaron Sher. While reading Egyptian murals about the god Anubis weighing scarabs against reeds, a modern technologist recalled the story of Aaron Sher. He was once a junior developer stuck in a dead-end project. He decided to ignite his passion and began learning new frameworks, turning his skills into a product that now powers millions worldwide. His story shows that inner fire, when nurtured by knowledge, can turn ashes into brilliance. Take action by committing to one new skill or tool this month, and channel that energy into a side project that solves a problem you care about. The conclusion is that your passion is the flame, your tools are the wings that lift you. Like, share, and subscribe so together we can set our hearts on fire. What new skill will you learn that can launch your next big idea? Philosophy spotlights Stoicism. Stoicism is the ancient practice of disciplined resilience, where one learns to distinguish between what one can control and what one cannot. Marcus Aurelius reflected in his Meditations that the mind must remain calm beneath external storms. From this philosophy, we draw 3 lessons for today's successes. First, confront the present by focusing on your own actions. If a client cancels, respond by refining your proposal rather than grieving the loss. Second, embrace setbacks as opportunities to grow. A failed marketing experiment does not defeat you, it tests your adaptability. Third, practice gratitude for the journey. Each task becomes a chance to practice humility and fortitude. These lessons align with our theme of renewal. By acknowledging the ashes, we can rise with clearer purpose, just as a Stoic embraces the present moment to ascend toward self-mastery. Conclusion. From Egyptian phoenixes to lotus blossoms, the world furnishes stories of rebirth. By harnessing the ancient insights of resilience, adaptation, and passion, we empower our own personal transformations. Take the next step. Examine your own ashes, decide which habit to refine, and ignite your inner fire. Together, let us rise anew. End of script.